Hello? Hello, awesome people.
Hello. Hello, awesome people. Hello, awesome people.
Can you hear me now? I hope the chat's audio is working fine. I thought there were some doubles on the video.
Can you hear me now? I hope the chat's audio is working fine. So there's some doubles on the video.
Okay, I'll give it a go again, and hopefully this time it works. So I was just going to talk about the new released head. Not just one, is 3 heads from the LeLUTKA for the EVOX line. Currently I'm using their forward head with the EVOX and I have worn their inventory items to try to go with the demo here, the base here and the skins as much as I possibly can to match the one I'm using, and I feel there's a difference, but anyway. So these are EVOX from LeLUTKA and they have 3 heads. This is Ford I'm using, and then we have Eon and Devon. These are the 3 heads, and you can just find skins once they are released. I think from Stray Dog, Not Found, and many other will be upgrading and updating or just making a new line for these Evo heads because eventually LeLUTKA is going to update all their previous heads as well, but they just gonna give time first for the sales for these LeLUTKA heads to be sold before upgrading the old ones. I went on when I like Ford. I think it's closer to what I had, so this is my shape with Skylar, but I had to tweak it a bit to work with Ford. So right out of the bat, when you get the head, sometimes the eye socket is just not gonna be fitted for the rigged eyes if you are using previous shape. So if you can just edit these eye sizes and things gonna be working fine for you. Same thing for the nose. Sometimes the shape is off, so please make sure that you adjust your shape. If you haven't done any shape, they have included a pre-startup shape for you inside their package to go with, and the brow shape. And the brow shape is used to eliminate the system hair that used to be inside the head when you find the black hair or black something inside your head. That's used to be the system head caused by the brow shape. So in the brow shape, if you are using that, let me show you what to do. If you go to where and then you started to edit that, you will find you can just play with the texture, make it transparent, and then you have styles. So make sure that you scroll all the hair size and volume down to 0 like that, in order not to see that hideous black thing here, the system hair that you are able to find in older shapes when we used to use appliers. So it's if you're starting off, well, that's the shape you go with. Anyway, so you hit save, and that's gonna save you the hassle understanding what's going on and why your head got something stuck out of it. And moving on, so I have used the applier, HD brow, and the Bexon mesh hair base, Bexon mesh beard. These are the things I used. Bexon mesh, and you'll notice that they have named everything to EVOX. So the naming convention eventually from 2.5 to 3.1 is going to be different, and the alpha that's included inside your folder named differently than 2.5, and you have also the creator kit if you are a creator, and I hope that's gonna be easy for you to understand. So plus alpha, this is the new convention, naming convention, naming scheme. So bomb head, each of these three alphas got bomb head, so no way that you're gonna be using applier on this head. There's no alpha to sustain the appliers except for certain parts inside the head, on the head, like the eyebrows, HD lips, and what else is HD for you? The eyelids. So if you, for the female, they have like a makeup part, they can use appliers. You can use appliers on the lips and the HD brow. So these are definitely appliers because these are inside the HUD, and we will go through them. And then you have the face light, I don't use, but you notice the naming scheme is different from 2.5, as well as you have the notation for X. So this notation means that this texture is used on the EVOX. The EVOX uses a different UV maps. So let me show you what I mean by that. For instance, these ears are using the universal UV maps. So what are these and what's the difference? These are channels in here that you can check out. The ears are not inside the head, not on the upper tattoo, but it's in a separate layer. So there's our three separate added on layers for these universal layers to use these type of things. So it's used by creator if they are making tails or flexy stuff for the meshes that moves with the wind, like you see the animated mesh. So they try to add these animations and the extra channels that have been added in these universal layers, and the icon for these universal layers are different from the icons from the regular tattoo system layers, that shape, that dragon shape. So that's the difference, and that makes everything goes haystack when you just click on the Evo instead of EVOX. So once you have this head out of the box, if you hit Evo, now you're gonna face the dark mode, because I've been using EVOX. So you can see here the layout of everything is different now and is using the old UV maps. That's what causes this issue. So if you intend to use the EVOX and you haven't got the EVOX skin yet, so that's where you will be using the Evo maps. These are normal for the 2.5 heads. So if you got the skins for 2.5, that's where you're gonna select Evo. If you have the skin for EVOX, once they have been released, you're just gonna switch simply to EVOX, and that's gonna solve everything you are facing right now. Let me get back here. Swap and try. Okay. Back to normal. Okay, so we have first off the three icons. These they haven't changed. The first one is gonna make you pose if you need a pose stand. This is an animation override, so it's going to make you pose. The second one is a animation override for the lips to open your mouth. And the third one is to close your eyes. So if you stuck with these, make sure that you did not hit any of these by mistake. So I'm going to start from the top, the head, and you can see we spoke already about the Evo and the EVOX. In the 2.5 version we had just the bomb bakes on mesh, or to toggle between on and off bakes on mesh. So eventually these heads are bakes on mesh ready, so Evo and EVOX are bakes on mesh, so no reason to panic here, except when you see the UV maps how the texture is applied so badly on your head. Make sure that you check this part, and you make sure that your skin that you are using is EVOX as well. So material, they used to have off, but now they have it renamed to blank. Once you apply any of these material for the young look or mature look, if you want to clear that out, this is useful for you to click blank to remove the feature that you have used. So I would just go with the teary for mature tears. And eventually it's gonna take its moment to appear on my face. As you can see, now I have like a tear line on my eyes. In the 2.5 they used to be able to hide these tears lines, and now you have the blank option to remove them. That's how you clear anything that you have used from this material. You're just gonna make it blank, and they used to have like a toggle switch to click on which side you want to go, but right now you just this left hand side that got the young look, glossy, classic, tears or wet. Same thing goes for the mature if you click on the right hand side. Then you have the glossiness and intensity with the hue and environment. Some people, they do not go on ultra settings to see these, but once you have applied them or you played with them and you don't have advanced lighting enabled, then that's what others might be able to see on your face, like something like that, and this is not so good looking. So make sure that the environment is always down, unless you are doing that for something you have in mind. You want to be to something like a robotic or metallic looking head, if you like. Also the intensity, how much of the material intensity that goes on the face you like them to be, and the glossiness. So you make sure to adjust these so they don't look horrible in advanced lighting. If you don't have advanced lighting, just make sure that you check and lower them as much as possible so you don't have that kind of situation. Then you have the hide scalp. This is used for hair. If you are going for something that needs rigged and needs to be not clipping with the head and cover this section, so hiding the scalp is useful, and you will not find an issue using that from the HUD. So that's the same thing. Moving on from 2.5, still kept the ears inside the head section, and which is fine by me, and this is the best location to be, because it used to be different when version 2 or version 1 came out. But moving this part to the head section is the optimum, and is nice to find it handy and useful. You know exactly you need to hide the ears on the head, so you go straight to the head section, and you can just hide right or left ear as you wish. I'm not sure if there's a glitch. It's not hiding my ears. It did work before. So I think these hides, yeah, these are working for the human ears. So by default, the head comes with the human ears attached. If you want to swap over to the elven ears, so the hide ears will be usable to hide. Let me zoom in to show you what I mean by that. And yeah, let me push these ears away. As you can see, we still have got the normal ear, human ears. So if you want to use the elven ear, you will eventually have to hide these human ones and then show the elven ones. So that's how it goes. Alright, and then hide caps. Let's see. Hide caps. Oh, okay. So that's if you hide the ear, the elven ear, you will find like the hole. So you can control, make it smaller or full, depend on what you like. And I think I'm gonna make it small, and leave it like that. Leave the ears like this. And if I want to play the animation, there's a pop-up menu. When you click on the blue icon at the bottom, and then you have 3 dynamics and 3 static poses, and you can cycle through the dynamics. You can hit done when you are finished if you would like to cycle. And yep, that's gonna play your ears and make them wiggle like that. So if you like that kind of thing, go be my guest and use them like that elephant in the cartoon. Yeah, we are not gonna address the elephant in the room. Hopefully not this elephant. You're not an elephant, but you get the idea. Moving on to the lashes, and they have kept it almost the same except for the blend option and mask. And this is tremendously useful if you are using that for a picture. Like, let me show you. If I'm in the blend mode and I zoom in right close to the alpha of the lashes and see how it overlaps the alpha with the trees. So it's causing some issues here. If I'm closing in and taking a picture like that, this is where the mask option comes in handy, and that fixes your issue. That's such a great add-on feature. I'm really intrigued by it. It's very nice. So everyone there using the 3.1, make sure when you are taking pictures or for a friend, or that friend is, or you're taking a picture of yourself, make sure that you go through the hair, if it covers your eyes, or the background. If it has an alpha, you can just mask your own on the lashes, and that's gonna solve your issue. So it's a nice feature. I think this is a great feature I haven't seen before. And the cutoff, I'm not sure exactly. Let me try the cutoff here. I noticed some difference, tweaking the lashes a bit. Not so much. Also playing with the length. Not so much. But selecting the mask mode fixes that issue, which is great. Also, we have the hide lashes. It used to be like written. Now you can just click them and select which side to hide. Like if I just want to hide this one instead of the other one, I leave it that. So I just click it. It just simply hides it, lower and upper. So it's very useful. Same goes with the hide all. So if you want to hide the lashes altogether, just click hide all. So that's very good. Moving on to the eyes. Since we are inside the HUD, all these are appliers, so you would eventually need an alpha for the eyes, and you can just control which eyes you want to apply your texture on. They have included more texture in here for the eyes to use. If you like your eyes to be the same color, both of them, then you just hit on both and you select the color you like. If you want to tint one different than the other, then you have to select which side and pick the color that you want. If you want to go Pixel Mesh on the eyes as well, then you have to remove the alpha. And for that case, we need this one on the middle one if you are using applier on body. But eventually, if you are using fully BOM, then you will not be needing to use any of these alpha to be worn. So that's why I'm not using that right now. I'm using the 2.5 version, but eventually when I go to 3.1, if I need to use Pixel Mesh for the eyes, I will not be wearing any alpha on. I will have my head, eyes and body all in BOM mode, Pixel Mesh. If I want to use applier, then I will just go for the first option here that says BOM head plus body. So my body and head are Pixel Mesh, but the applier only goes for the eyes. That's the mood I'm currently wearing. Then you have some material to play with texture on the eyes, and you can make it blank, clear it, but the difference is not so visible for me for unknown reason. And you can just play with the glossiness as well and the intensity of that. I'm not sure environment's adding anything much on here, but yeah, we don't really need to mess around with the environment. Let's keep it down. Intensity and glossiness, let's keep them down, and then blank for anything I have used. And then we have the same feature for the size of your iris. To keep it, I like to keep it small, and also the offsets where you like your eyes to be aligned and with this face. So if you like to play around, if you don't feel like they are looking straight, you can just align them the way you like. If you have missed something and you want to go back to the initial location, then hit reset. Then we have these eyes for eye sockets, to hide your eye socket. Look at the corners around the eye. When I hit that, boom, it's gone. See, now you have like the lacrima is hidden and nothing around the eyes. These are options you can use as well to tint or color around the eyes, but you need the eye socket worn to be able to see them. So you have to enable that to see the effect going around the eye. And material on. Let's see how it goes. Well, definitely new feature and added, and you can find something to use it for. Maybe not for everyone, but yeah, you get the idea now how to play around with these. So you can hide the eye socket again if you don't want it, if you like this natural look. or if you like the extra eye socket feature, you can keep it. Now to the teeth. Let me open the mouth, and yeah, let me take off my gills, and let's see. So stubby, crooked, gaps, and beast, vampire, gap instead of gaps. So you have bunny ear, bunny teeth, and bunny that's funny. Yeah, and you can have this extra option for the hide anatomy. You can hide the teeth if you plan to use, like, I don't know, your added on teeth, but yeah, don't go toothless. You're not a dragon. So yeah, and you can hide the tongue. These are the same features, and there's nothing much changed in this part. And you have the option to also have like a bloody mouth, bloody teeth. Your tongue got blood and teeth. So yeah, if you going for a vampire look like so, or a beast, this is going to be handy for you if you like to play around with the glues and intensity. Yeah, you can just play with these as much as you like, but don't overdo them, like the environment, especially that. Then you have the braces and the gems. These are add-ons you have to attach from the folder. They come in the folder. Also comes with the piercing. The piercing comes as a package by itself. You have to unpack, and the gems and the braces also comes different, separate than the piercing. You have to attach to be able to control and to tint. That's the thing here. You are tinting, making these visible and selecting the color that you like. They appear on the gems will appear on the 4 frontal teeth that you got. You can select the color and make the visibility. Once you turn them on, you have them attached to your teeth, so it's by default you can just enable to see them from here. Same goes with the braces if you like to wear some. Then we have the HD section. I told you I'm using the HD brow, and I have adjusted them the way I want, like on the size. I can just make them bigger, as you notice how they grow, but I like the smaller size on these. And then you can control where you want to move that layer, which makes it different. Like, you can customize how your eyebrows should look like, so it's more natural this way. Also, if you want to clear, this is where you hit clear to remove it. If you are going to use a skin with a preset eyebrows, or you have a different appliers for the eyebrow, or you're using Pixel Mesh. So if you're using Pixel Mesh, it's going to be useful instead of these appliers. And the way to remove the Pixel Mesh is just simply to go to your inventory, right click the Pixel Mesh and take it off. Then you have the blend option. As you can see, it's playing with the opacity of the layer that you have applied. And also you can go for the tailor make, and you can select the HD brow, and then you can tint the color to the way you like. If you want it to go like black, red, like so, or green, you will notice the droplet is changing to the color that you have selected. So, and the tint is happening like that. In Bexon Mesh, to tint something, you have to have the modification option to be able to tint and select the color that you want. But right now, these are appliers, so I can just tint them inside this HUD and the tint to remove it, to remove the tint and get them back to how they used to be. Okay, so if I want them black, I would just go with this, or I leave them as they are. So the glow also comes in this sun looking icon. So if you have turned on the glossiness, glow, I mean, you will see the intensity. You can play with that. You will notice the dot is turned on. That means you have intensity is working on this selected layer. Same goes for you if you change it to the full bright. You will notice the icon switching on to indicate that you have turned on this feature as well. The full bright looks like a bulb. So pretty much exactly the same thing, nothing different here. Then you have the eyelids, and you have the scar option still available, and the 2 layers is still available, but the flipping side is still there as well. So it's handy if you like to flip the scar from one eye to another. I like my scar to be flipped if I want to have it on this side, left or right. So I'm gonna flip it as my desire would be. And if you have something else that can apply to layer 2, like different than the scar, you can select that, or it's gonna be applying to both. So the scar is unique and also uses the flips section, because anything else is applied to both eyes, and that having 2 layers makes it easier for you to clear or use to add more to the looks that you are going to. So it's a nice feature, still the same as 2.5. And this is how you clear it. You press on clear, and it's gonna clear out this scar as well because I have selected the layer. Then you have the lips, and you have different types to select from. So you can play with the blend option as well, and then you have the material to go. So yeah, so these are all exactly like 2.5, and you can just play with the glossiness as well. On the, can you notice the glimmer or shimmer that appeared on my lips? So you can control that. So if you, this is helpful if you are making picture. Always tell other to use these feature to add on to their avatar and make it pop. The alpha mode, I'm not sure where on the lips we have an alpha, but no, I don't see. Let's go in the blend mode, see if there is like an alpha or something, but no, I haven't been able to see anything like that in here. So far so good. And then this is the tailor make to tint any of these selected layer. To deselect or select all, you just click on here, or you select the desired layer to play with. So the skin, that's something if you have like desire to make something that you don't find skin for, like a Hulk or something. But I'm sure you can find something on SL. But anyway, if you like to play with the values, this is where you go for it. And you have like a pop-up menu to insert and change the values to whatever you like. If you are using the hue saturation light or the RGB system, this is how you can change the red, green and blue. And the H is hue for hue, S for saturation, and the L for light. And the light is always this bar on the right hand side, and the hue and saturation are inside this, the X and Y axes in these and this palette, so it's easy for you to understand. Or the RGB, if you go into select a color and you have the RGB value of it, and then you have maybe a slot to save what you have tinted, or these are the preset tones. Yeah, these are preset tones. See how it did change my skins, and I will deselect that so it's not gonna mess up with my skins. So if you have messed up with the skin from here, you will notice a difference between the skin tone that you are using for the head and body. So make sure that you don't mess around much until you figure out what you need to do with this kind of tailor thing in here. Then we have the animation. First off, you have the same animation as the loop animation. Looped animation means that your avatar will play the facial AO, like animation override for the head, and you can include the movement, the head movement, but you have to turn on this feature by clicking on the dot, and then you start seeing your head moving as your animation cycles. So you can select as much as you like from these, and you have like 4 pages to go through the stuff that you want. If you don't want your head to be moving around, just the animation, you just simply disable the head movement. Then you have the eyes and eyelid blinks. So these are the for your eye, like you can make them chill, flirty and sketchy. See how they move, just eyes. And yeah, that's how you can look sleepy. Okay, then you have the eye control. Eye control, well, that's something you can use if you are going for a certain looks and you want your eyes like squinty eyes, or you don't want them to look normal. Of course they are normal, but I mean if you want them to look like unusual, or no, not the right term, but I mean not linked, not mirrored. So you want to control a certain eye to look a certain way and the other one to be on a different level than the one you have. You can play and yeah, make them linked. I need to unlink, and yeah, you get get the idea now. You have very weird eyes, so I hope this can be used in Halloween if you intended to do that. So leave that behind here and disable this one. And then you have the vocal by typing, or voice. If you are voicing on SL or typing, you can make your lips move with the typing, singing or talk. So they have variations, that not to be confused with the gestures that included with the head. These triggered when you type something is gonna be played on local, like it's a playable mood. So you have a mood with this gesture. Once you set the word, is gonna hit the gesture, is gonna hit the mood, and gonna turn on your animation for that mood that you have played with the gesture. And then you have the lip and mouth. So this is the priority to like aesthetic lip, parting lips, smile, 3 smiles, and the chew, if you like the chewing animation. So even if you don't have a gum, chewing on a gum or something, so you can just keep on chewing. And yeah, and let's keep it on part 1. And then you have the basic expressions. These are useful. You have 2 pages. These are static poses that helpful when you are making a picture. If you like to go goofy in a picture, this is where to go to, and you can see how goofy it looks. So yeah, that's really nice to keep these animation handy when it comes to making pictures. So keep that in mind. Then finally, the last section in here, you have the triggers. This is used if you have a different AO that triggers your facial animations. Maybe eventually in the future you will have some people making their own animation for the ears or making their own animation for the head. So if you attach a third-party AO and you like the AO to take over control, that's where you click on triggers to toggle that on. So now the animation is going to be played from the AO that you have used as a third party. Then you have the repair, or these used to be the repair transparency and repair alpha or material in the previous HUD. Now you have the HD lips and the HD complexity. If you want to it's gonna repair materials if needed, and also there's a warning not to use them unless you know certainly what you are doing. So that's something is different. That's the new version on the 3.1. They include the HD complex and the HD lips. That used to be different on the older version. I'm sorry. These are included. These are new, but the older version had the repair transparency and repair materials. I see them now. So yeah, that section is still the same, but the added-on feature is the HD complex and HD lips. These are the new added stuff. And then you have the reset script and the kill script if you are going to kill the script, because if you have like an issue with the script lagging your avatar, eventually that's not going to happen with LeLUTKA, because I have read in the note card they have updated the scripts and they have reduced the lag in these scripts, so the heads is just fine to be used without any issues. So the kill script is used extremely in limited cases. Don't use that unless you have a copy of the head before you kill the script, because once you kill the script of the head, it's not gonna be responsive with all the feature that we are trying from the HUD. Is not gonna be applied. Nothing is gonna be working on the head once the script is killed. And then you have the HUD volume. That's still the same. Nothing changed except that you can turn it on and off. I like to keep mine off. That's still the same, nothing much. And you can reposition your HUD right or left, or reset the size to appear on the same exact location. Then you have the size of this HUD to play with the small or medium or large. I like mine to be large. And then the mode, you have light and dark. And then the user manual takes you to this page, and you can read everything about the Evo heads HUD, but they need to update that to the latest. I think it's going to be updated soon, because these are version 2. We have version 3 now, so version 3 has more stuff added on, so stay tuned. And then you have all the media outlets to contact LeLUTKA, but the best one is the Discord chat. So if you are not on Discord, if you are not using Discord chat, try to install it and get Discord. That's where you can ask in the group, and they are very friendly to reply and get back to you, give you all the feedback, give your feedback, put your pictures, enjoy the head, support the group, support the creator. These are very good to have. Eventually, like, I've been rocking LeLUTKA from last year, and I see them lasting longer with the EVOX. That's a great add-on to the inventory. If you haven't got the EVOX, I recommend that you check them out, try a demo, and invest in the one you like, and also invest in the skin that you like. Make sure to wait for the skins to come out, to be released as EVOX. Don't go with the Evo, because I like to have everything. Like, I have seen on events, the creator are marking the EVOX with, like, if it's a tattoo, hair base, everything is called EVOX. So if you have an older version and you are using the EVOX, I'm not sure that you will able to mix and match the old UV maps with the new EVOX UV maps. That's gonna be not worth it. It's gonna be give you a headache and a complex issue. So I would recommend that you stay either Evo, but then you will not be able to apply on your ears anything, because you notice the EVOX ears are on a separate layer. So if you have the EVOX, it's recommended to use it instead of the Evo. That's mostly about the new head. You can find them at the store. The price is almost 4K. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, hope it's helpful for you to go through and enjoy this new head. I like Ford. I'm using Ford because it's closer to the shape I had on my Skylar. Maybe I can tweak that a bit more, but that's it's up to you, and you have the freedom to start off by using the default shape, or you go with your own shape that you have made before for the previous heads. Sometimes they might work, but be aware of the eye socket and the nose part. You can just reshape that. Everything else is the same, but yeah, one more thing, we have the HD menu for the beard. Let me attach that. And I'm having a buggy issue with the demo here. Anyway, so the HD, I wish they have included the dark or light mode. If LeLUTKA is watching, I hope they include the dark mode or the light mode for these HUDs as well to select from, and still have the same style for the stash and the beard. So that did not change. Also, you can play with the blend option to make it less, or the opacity for the beard, if you like to blend both the Bexon mesh with the plier beard. So that's where to go. You have the save slots. They have taken down most of the saved location in the 3.1 now. And for the creator, if you have something to personalize your own beard, you have the specular maps or normal maps or diffuse maps. You can include them and just play with the tint option for these, and that's gonna be useful for someone who's able to do them. So yeah, if you have that niche or you can do that, then go for it.